Then the Spurs and Blazers from Portland. It's NBA Tip-Off presented by AT&T, coming to you from Studio J here in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. Kenny back after a momentous Saturday in the life of Kenny Smith and Kayla.
Kayla's, well, my baby's married.
What's her last name now?
Edmonds. Terrell Edmonds. Yes, indeed. And Kayla, so now it's Kayla Edmonds Smith or Smith Edmonds. I don't know.
It's Smith Edmonds.
Oh, man, that was game day.
Look how beautiful
that was game day, baby. Yesterday was game day. Woo, that was, Ernie, that was tough.
I know. I called you yesterday just to say, hey, we're thinking about you. So, and I tried to prepare you a little bit because I've done this twice with the two daughters.
It's emotional.
I did not think it would be as emotional. I felt like I was in a movie. It didn't feel like it was real.
Did you cry?
Oh, I teared up. I'm not going to lie.
What was your daughter, daddy's song?
Well, first we started with Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. That was a song that I used to sing to her. But then we went into Frankie Beverly, You Make Me Happy. As you know, that was my mom's favorite song. Yep. So we went into that, and we did our little dance. I did my hustle. We had the whole place going crazy. Woo!
Great to have you back.
Yes,
congrats, man.
Yes.
Now you're a father-in-law.
He's laughing at me now because I'm still emotional about it. Yeah. But, Rel, he's a great guy. I tell you, he's a great guy.
Got another one. He's a football player, right?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Last year was with the Raiders. His brothers, all pro.
You think he could tackle me?
You know what? He has both of his brothers played in the NFL.
I'm saying, you think he could tackle me?
Easily. Easily.
Okay. I'm gonna like this. Bring him in the studio one night.
Yes, indeed.
I'll truck him.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if I could call Shaq if I get in some trouble. He got some big brothers. I'll tell you right now.
Hey, we'll handle them Edmond brothers.
Are we ready to get to work here?
Congrats.
Let's do that. Game 3 of the Cavs-Raptors series became the Toronto version of an Oscar-winning film. Because while both Scotty Barnes and R.J. Barrett went for 33 on Thursday night, it was second-year man Jamison Battle who fueled a fourth-quarter run that broke open a tie game. Battle saw mop-up minutes in Game 1, didn't play in Game 2, had played 7 scoreless minutes in Game 3, and then he went off. It was one battle after another. He had 14 fourth-quarter points, hit all 5 shots he took, 4 of those from deep, as the Raptors got on the board in this series. I caught up with Jamison Battle this morning. Jamison, can you tell me what the last 24, 48, 72 hours have been like in your life?
Yeah, it's been super cool. Obviously having a good performance in Game 3, but I think the biggest thing for me was just contributing to win and helping the team win. I think that's all I really care about, regardless of how many points I score, how much I play. I just want to see this team win, and I think seeing us win Game 3, seeing the momentum change a little bit, and bringing that into Game 4, that's our biggest focus, and that's my biggest focus as well.
You know, it's one of the things I love about playoff basketball is sometimes it's a guy whose name is not on the marquee who becomes the story, who hears 20,000 folks screaming his name and you're getting chest bumped by teammates. Can you just tell me what that was like on Thursday night?
Yeah, it was special. I mean, that's just the type of group we have, just the belief in everyone, regardless of if you're man 14 or you're man number 1. I think it's just being ready for that moment and being ready for the opportunity, regardless of where you are on the depth chart. You're always ready to go, and I think that's just professionalism that we have as a group, and that's just the family-oriented team we have, just because the belief in everybody is just so special. And then seeing that come to fruition and just being ready, staying ready, and just having an opportunity in a playoff game like that is it's pretty cool.
I do want to kind of walk through that end of third quarter into the fourth quarter thing. So Darko put you in the game late in the third quarter. Did you think it was okay for the rest of the quarter, or did you know, hey, when we go to the fourth in a 2-point game, I'm on the floor?
You know, I had no idea. I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to stay present, not really worrying about what's happened in the past or not really worrying about what's going to happen in the future, just remaining where my 2 feet are, and I think that's what I did, and that's what I tried to emulate, and I think that's what we try to emulate as a team as well. But just going in there when I'm on the floor, just trying to make an impact on defense, trying to make an impact on offense, and just bringing some juice for this team.
Everybody talks about the 3-pointers you hit, but how important was that floater you hit for your first bucket in terms of comfort level and confidence?
Yeah, I think it's just something that gets you going, and I think just the way Scotty orchestrated that, and that's just the type of player he is, to put you in those types of positions. So for me, it was getting the screen, getting the switch, and then finding that opening and floating it over the top against Evan Mobley. And I think that's something that's an easy one to get you going. And then from there, it was just takeoff mode. When I had an open shot, and it was ready to let it fly. And I think that's just the MO of shooters in this organization. Just when you're open, take the space, take the shot. And I think that's what Darko preached to us a few days before, just saying that we need to get more threes up. And when there was an opportunity, I knew I was going to get it up.
First experience in the playoffs, obviously. Not a whole lot of guys on your team have a lot of experience. What prepared you for the postseason, and what is the biggest difference between a regular season game and a postseason game from what you've seen now?
Yeah, I think one is just the atmosphere, but just the heightened competition. Understanding that, you have one series. You got to take it one game at a time within the series, and understanding that every game is important. And just from there, you got to make the right adjustments, and you got to realize that every little thing matters. I mean, it's easy to say that in the regular season because there's 82 games, but really when there's, 7 guaranteed games, if that, you know that there's so much important things that you have to look at, and it's all those little things, those minute details that really matter. And I think that's what we do a good job of from players, not only coaches, but just players. We all try to hone in on those little details to make sure that we're impacting winning.
Everybody knows you're one of the great saxophone players in the NBA. Have you played for your teammates?
I haven't played it. It sits under my bed back home in Minnesota, so there's a few times in the summer where I go back home, I got nothing else to do, I'll pull out the saxophone a little bit, but it's been a minute.
I appreciate your time this morning. Good luck in Game 4 of this series, all right?
Thank you, Ernie.
I appreciate you. Happy for that guy.
Yeah.
And again, that's one of the things I love, when somebody who's not the marquee name comes up. Ayo Dosunmu last night goes for 43.
But the thing that's really cool about it, you showed he didn't get to play in Game 2. Like, players always whine about not getting playing time. And then when they get a chance to play, the moment's too big for them. Him being ready to play, man, that's great for him. He put a lot of hard work into that.
So we're sitting on a 2-1 series, Kenny. Toronto has shot 50% or better in all 3 games. They've done this without their point guard, Emmanuel, quickly. What do you make of Toronto and where they stand in this series right now, heading into Game 4?
Well, the one thing about it, they have pressure release guys. Scotty Barnes can bring up the ball, as well as Brandon Ingram, as well as R.J. Barrett. So in terms of when you try to pressure them, they have 3 perimeter guys who are great ball handlers. And then you have Battle in to shoot the shot. So you had the perimeter covered in terms of spacing. I think that is one of the biggest things that I think Cleveland is not expecting, is the size on that perimeter with Barnes and Ingram, and you bring in Battle, and you bring in all of these guys. They have, and R.J. Barrett, they have length and size. And R.J. Barrett is just having a hell of a series based on the fact that he is the mismatch that they can't cover. It's like if we put our best defender on Ingram, or Barnes, he gets loose. And he is 6'9", handles the basketball, really a guard. When he was a Knick, he was a 2 guard. And this is now, he's playing more of a 3 as well. But who do you put on him at that size between Donovan Mitchell and James Harden? Those are tough covers for all of those guys to defend.
He's averaging 26, shooting 64% in the series and 60% from 3. He's 9 out of 15. Meantime, Toronto's leading scorer is Brandon Ingram. He's done nothing in this series.
Yeah, he's, he has to know and understand in this moment. Kenny has always said this is where you make a name for yourself. He hasn't played well at all, really relying on that jump shot. I played with a lot of shooters that when they weren't scored, D. Scott, Glenn Rice, they would automatically put the ball down, get to the hole, get fouled, go to the free throw line, and then come back out. He hasn't showed up at all.
Cleveland's defense, little something lacking so far through 3 games. Last 2 games, 60 points in the paint allowed at least. Yeah. And again, Toronto shooting 50% in every game.
Well, I think Cleveland got kind of lackadaisical because they won the first 2 games pretty easily. And then the Raptors came out and punched them in the mouth with intensity and finished them off down the stretch. They ended up beating them kind of bad, actually. But this is, to me, is a big game for Cleveland because, this is my team that come out of the East. They kind of relax. They don't they have relaxed players. They have players. I've said the one thing, they don't have no killers They're all really good players. But they don't have that one guy who's like a natural-born killer, as I call it.
You call irritant as well? They don't have the irritant. So
they don't have an irritant. Like I always said, if you're gonna have a good team, you gotta have a crazy dude. They don't have that.
Yeah,
but Mobley to me is the guy. He's Defensive Player of the Year. He should take the challenge. And you know how I feel about Jared Allen. He's one of the most talented big guys in the league, but he's just a really nice guy.
He's had no double-doubles in the series, 2 offensive rebounds in 80 minutes.
I told you, I love his game, but he's one of those guys who's just a really nice guy. If he had a motor, he'd be one of the best players in the NBA. But today, this game to me, I know what I'm going to get from Donovan and James. To me, the big guys, Kenny say Barrett's a matchup. If you're the Defensive Player of the Year, you got to do like Rudy Gobert's doing, like, I'm the Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going to go against the joke and do my thing. To me, it's got to be Evan Mobley. But Allen and Mobley got to play well today and going forward if Cleveland's going to get out of the East.
You're seeing a 2-2-1 Cavs.
I mean, I hate when players switch up. We talk about the same thing every year when it comes to Donovan and James Harden. You got to step up in big moments. First 2 games, they played off each other very well. And, last game, one had 15, one had 18. James had 8 turnovers. That's not going to get it done. They know this. They understand it. Even though their defense was bad, Toronto was shooting 50%, they still won the first 2 games because, the other 2 guys from Cleveland, they score. So if they score the ball and play well, I think they should be able to done. It's hard when you're a superstar. You got to score. You got to get others involved. You got to play defense. You got to stay out of foul trouble. So for James and Donovan, they have to dominate offensively, period.
So if those things happen, you're seeing 3-1?
Yes.
Okay. It's game 4 between the Cavs and the Raptors.